So the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index moved up a tiny bit, but was still sitting in extreme fear. The other day we were ranging between 9 and 10. It seems like it closed on 10 on extreme fear, but we've been moving between, 11, 10, 9, and 14 for the past couple of days now. So it's interesting to see that the price is kind of just lollygagging around this region, but kind of I'm noticing a lot of greed has returned back into the market, specifically in the altcoin pumps that we've been seeing recently. I'll be going into those in a separate video a little bit later on. But very interestingly, we really haven't moved up too much, but the fear and greed is back at 14. What I really want to focus on is the fear and greed index over here on Look into Bitcoin. And, we briefly touched on this, and this is going to be a short video. This isn't my normal TA video. I do just want to update you on this quickly. But I'd just like to show you, historically, we bottomed down here at 10. If I can find it, there we go. You can see 10 in 2018. That was the exact bottom. Coming into the fear, uncertainty, and doubt of the March 2020 news, you can see we capitulated as low as 9 on the money flow indicator. So the fact that we went down to 9 literally the other day, but it's marked as 10 on the fear and greed. I guess maybe they count the close price instead of what it opened at on the day. Sometimes they update a few times a day. It did tick down to 9, but now it's over on 10. So we've recently come down to 10. What is my point in this? I really want to emphasize that I think the bottom for Bitcoin is very, very near. And granted, while we are, here we go. You can see it came down to 9. I wasn't tripping out or anything, but yeah, you can see it's been ranging between 11, 9, and 10, like I said earlier on in the videos. I really do think the bottom is near, and while we're kind of experiencing, unprecedented amounts of global uncertainty that can be perfectly described as FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, it reminds me pretty much of exactly what went on here. Obviously, we do have a few other variables that are very, very important that I'm not going to go into on this channel. I don't want to make this channel about politics or anything like that. However, there is a lot of geopolitical news going around the world that is kind of shaking up the markets quite a lot, and I really wanted to make this video to kind of look at some of the markets on the Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is completely capitulating, but we're seeing like mental things in the stock markets recently, like the Nasdaq. I mean, it's not down a crazy amount in terms of crypto terms, but for the Nasdaq to capitulate like 30%, it's now down 27, is a very, very big deal. There's a few other ones that I really want to show you. So Tesla, and we're going to get to some of the brutal ones in just one moment. Tesla's down 41%. Bear in mind, Bitcoin's only down 50%. So, the next time you hear someone say Tesla's, Bitcoin is down 50%, it's going to zero, show them some of these charts. If we look at Facebook, this is a face melter here. We're currently down almost 50%. And we actually capitulated to 56%. So, this is performing worse currently, basically how Bitcoin is performing. And it doesn't have Bitcoin's gains either, which is very interesting. So Facebook down basically 50%. Coinbase, one of the biggest companies in the entire world, you can see it's currently down 85%. The dollar still looks very, very strong. Like I would not bet against the dollar while the Fed is increasing the interest rates. I would not bet against the dollar at all, really. While the dollar's going up, I just keep on expecting the crypto market to head down. If we look at Airbnb, we won't even focus on, well, to be fair, no, this was 2021, so we should probably focus on this. If we go over to the weekly time frame, be a little bit easier to condense this down. Airbnb, it came down 50%. It's currently sitting at 48% down. Apple is pretty much the only thing that is afloat, but it did come down 25%, which is, a pretty big move for Apple to make. Looking at Netflix now, granted, Netflix has kind of shot themselves in the foot a tiny bit because they've recently increased their prices, so we can't attribute all of this to simply the markets crashing. But Netflix is down 75% pretty much, and we came down almost 77%. So This is brutal. The next time someone says Bitcoin is volatile, show them the Netflix chart. Microsoft as well, we're going to finish on this one. This one isn't down too much. Apple and Microsoft are both huge, but you can see 25% down, and it moved down almost 29%. So I hope you enjoyed this video looking at the Fear and Greed Index. I think looking at some of the general markets, depending on what type of scenario we're in, if the world is about to go back to normal, which, you know, fingers crossed, but it's looking less and less likely, if this is, you know, a normal bear market situation, the bottom probably should be in very, very soon. If we do keep capitulating on the stock market, if the dollar keeps on going up, if crypto keeps on going down, you know, we might be entering some type of nasty global recession over the likes that we've never ever seen before, because historically, you know, Bitcoin does not come back to the previous all-time high. When you account for the money supply, it already did. I made a video on that earlier, I think it was 2 days ago. I made a really important Bitcoin video recently called Quantifying Bitcoin, and I actually didn't make any videos yesterday because I wanted to make sure everyone headed over and watched that Quantifying Bitcoin video. So I do recommend, wrapping this video up, that you do go check out the Quantifying Bitcoin video while we're here as well. Once again, going to shamelessly plug my Twitter. If you want to follow me over on Twitter, it's at 618_cowboy. I really just share memes, I share time sensitive information, I share chart setups and NFTs, but the majority of that is chart setups and memes, pretty much memes. So if that's your cup of tea, over here at 618_cowboy. That is all I've got for you today. Cowboy out. Peace.